Hi, Ken Landgraf, Bronze Age comic book artist here, and I'm going to be working on a commission for an art collector, and it features a large, giant John Buscema troll, and I was told to do this in my own style, even though I used the Buscema troll guy here. You can't beat these trolls by Buscema, they're really intense. So I'm going to be using my brush. This time I'm using a Zig Art graphic twin brush, and this has been ground down from me using it so much that there's hardly needle pin point on it now. So I'm dipping it into ink, and I'm going to be inking. This is making a very razor thin line. You gotta be very patient when you're doing this type of inking too, because all the lines gotta look clean. I'm gonna jump around a lot, worked on that hand a little bit, so maybe I'll draw the wood grain now on the axe. And it's got a lot of form on them. Okay, and I'll use another brush. This time I'm going to use a Statler Mars Graphic 3000 Dual. This is no longer made, but you can get them once in a while on eBay just by looking around. This makes a very thin, nice line too, and it works better than any brush. It works better than a Winsor Newton brush. I don't even bother with that stuff anymore. Like somebody asked me, why don't you use brushes anymore? Because they all suck. They wreck. It's not like the stuff that I had like 50 years ago. It was quality made. And any line that I got with Winsor Newton, I can get with this just by controlling the line level. Work on his nails here. And work on some of the texture of the axe. You got to be very patient when you're doing this too. It's not like you can just slop the ink around. And I dip my brush into water and then back into the ink. Very carefully inking. You don't just like slop this down. It's got to look really beautiful. Now what I'm doing a cristoform. Now what I mean by that is, see that C shape? And here we got a long line, so I'm just, that's gonna be where I build my lines in. I'm gonna jump around a lot too when I'm drawing. And we got another hand down here. I'll work on that. And being very careful to control my lines so they look beautiful. And when I'm inking something, I just outline the whole job. And all my inking spontaneous. I remember seeing Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein work, and he actually penciled all the ink lines down, which was pretty weird. So he was going to copy the ink lines exact, but he was dealing with a very detailed style, like Franklin Booth style. And one of the things I'm doing here is it's in a cave scene, so I'm using this shadow technique that I learned from Wood. And I got this rock formation over here, so I want to pull some of the lines towards that so I can pop it out. Now you got to keep this somewhat simple. He's got these big shapes, right? So you got this big round shape here. So all your inking has to go on the roundness. And you have to be very patient when you're doing this. I think it's some of his hair. He's got this nice sloppy hair, which is great. Leaving white strokes show through. Use some upstrokes here for his beard. You want to get the greasiness of the hair, so I'm putting this in pretty fast. And as far as inkers that have influenced me and who I studied, I would say Wally Wood is #1. I also studied Frazetta, Bernie Wrightson, Russ Heath, Sam Glanzman, Joe Kubert. I liked a lot of the pen inkers too, like Reed Crandall. I studied all that. So it's this constant build-up here of influences that comes out automatic. It's like playing guitar. You like copy all these different artists, and then when you do your guitar solo, your own style comes out, but it's based from having studied all these other master artists. He's got this like leather costume on. Got a nice big bushy ugly beard here. Okay, so that's today's lesson. Inking a monstrous, ugly John Buscema troll. And he killed this guy in the cave. Another troll was lying there dead on the ground. Okay, Ken Landgraf signing off.